We are live.
And nobody is watching.
It's been 4 seconds. We'll just wait for some people to get in here. I think that you can watch it back when it's done.
You can upload it after you're done.
I think so. It has 1 like, but no viewers. Can I write in the chat?
I'm sure you can.
It doesn't show it.
Oh,
There we go. What up, peeps?
Hi.
There's Abby. We didn't film anything yesterday for a vlog that would go up today, so we figured we would just do a live stream instead. So if you guys have any questions or anything, we don't have to do a Q&A, but we figured that'd be the easiest thing to do.
What YouTubers do we watch?
What YouTubers do you watch?
Partially Royal is like really the only person that I watch.
You have like some spider people.
Oh yeah.
And the guy that has the fish tanks.
Yeah. Let me see. Subscriptions. Partially Royal, Foundflix. I watch Film Comics Explained. I watch Demo Storm. Retro Ghetto's on there. And then Foo the Flowhorn. They do like
It's like the fish tank
one. And then yeah. That's pretty much it. Business 17. But yeah.
Yeah.
I don't watch a whole lot of people. You watch way more than I do.
I watch Good Mythical Morning and Philip DeFranco every day. And what else? Jack's Films.
Yeah.
I've
been watching Minecraft lately too.
Yeah. His name, he just changed his name. It was Creeper's Edge before. I think it's like Ryan something. Can I be on the vlog when I visit from Chicago in a couple months? Maybe. Can you stop spamming? Okay.
It's just like one. Hide user. The Oled Switch, it's cool. That's it. I don't think we really care too much about it.
The coolest thing is the color. The coolest thing is that it is a white console because they haven't done a white one aside from the Animal Crossing dock that's right over there.
Yeah. Cooper doesn't have a favorite 3DS system because he doesn't like handheld.
We are going to get the new Switch. Curious about the margins that we like to shoot for. We don't really have like a set thing. We don't like give quotes over the phone when people call to ask if we're going to buy stuff. We usually will say something that, depending on the game, the price of the item and stuff, we try to shoot for anywhere between like 40 to 65% of what we're going to sell it for. Certain things are going to be higher, obviously. Like an Earthbound will pay more for percentage-wise than we would for, like, I don't know, like a $10 game or something.
Somebody asked if we would take in something pretty expensive, such as a complete in-box sculptor's cut. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we wouldn't bring our personal one in just for looks. We would bring one in to sell, though. I and Cooper have never been to Kentucky.
I don't think so.
I've never been.
Maybe driven through on like a tour or something, but I don't think so.
I am playing Skyrim right now.
She's literally playing Skyrim at this moment.
Yeah.
She's paused to look at the chat, but she is playing Skyrim right now. What did the house people say? Nothing yet. We haven't heard anything, unfortunately. When you guys move, will you put all the thumbtacks from the Christmas lights, or will you just leave them?
I've tried to count them all multiple times.
Well, we actually just took some down today because we had to use them for something else. So we're definitely going to take them. I think any game collector uses a lot of thumbtacks, so we need them. Have you ever thought about doing more collaborations, game hunting videos with other YouTubers? Yeah, I would love to. And, you know, we've done a couple things here and there, but the only people that really live in the area is John Hancock.
Yeah.
He's the closest one. And we have done videos with him. I did I did a video on his channel with him talking about like game stores being affected by the pandemic. And then he's like been to the store a bunch of times, and like we've texted about things here and there, but he's the only one that's like really, really close. And even him, he's still 40 minutes north of where we live. I know there's probably other, you know, YouTubers in Portland and stuff, but I mean, if people want to reach out, I'm willing to do some stuff.
Somebody asked like how we would price a sculptor's cut, and that's just, you know, like
same way we'd price anything else.
Mixture of price charting, sold listings on eBay, and condition.
Yeah, and it just depends. Like a complete sculptor's cut is not the type of item you're going to get in every day. So you're not just going to go price it at the cheapest eBay. You know, if I was selling it on eBay and I wanted a quick sale, then I would. But, you know, if we got a complete sculptor's cut, I wouldn't even have to post it. There's so many people that are looking for that it would be extremely easy to sell. Has Metal Jesus ever been to the store? No.
If he did, it was super early on, and I don't think he did.
I don't think he has been.
He's been to our booth at PRG.
Yeah.
That's it.
And he did a video with SideQuest. He did a video with GameBound. And I see comments. People keep telling him to come to Double Jump. And he says he will, but I haven't heard anything. Favorite death metal band? Here's his Impending Doom. Impending Doom is good. My favorite band's probably the Faceless. In terms of death metal.
We ship to Finland. You just have to buy it from the website. It'll give you a price quote for shipping.
Yep. We ship
expensive.
We ship worldwide. The website will automatically calculate shipping for you. And then we always refund any shipping cost difference if you end up paying more than it costs. Usually, I will say for international orders, usually the shipping is pretty accurate because they, like first class for USA is up to 16 ounces, but first class for international is like up to 4 pounds or something. So
yeah, but
there's a much bigger range.
There's different price. If you get up to 9 ounces, it goes from...
Or 9 pounds.
No. If you get to 9 ounces, it goes up in price. If you get to 12 ounces, it goes up. And then if you go to 16, it goes up. So like there's price points for under 4 pounds for first class.
Yeah, but in the US, like there's a price difference between like 5 ounces and 7 ounces. But usually international orders are...
Oh my gosh.
Are pretty accurate.
Hi, Robbie. Or Claire. They drew our DJ. So everybody say hi to them, please.
Yes, and we love DJ.
Yes.
An item in our collection that means so much to us we would never sell.
You would never be able to sell that piece that you had from your childhood, the Luigi. There's no way.
I already did it once though.
Oh yeah, I sold it
to Kevin, and he gave it back to me. I have a Luigi coin bank that's like super, super old. It's the only thing I have in my collection that I actually owned when I was a kid. And I had it when I lived in Florida. And before I sold my collection, my friend Kevin was like, hey, I want to buy that from you. And he did. And then when I started collecting again, he gave it back to me.
Somebody asked how Zelda was.
Zelda's great.
Oh my God.
Isn't that right, kitten? Yeah. She's doing good.
Somebody said that it's not metal, but they're going to go see Madball. I thought it said Meatball.
Madball's like a hardcore band, right? How did you decide to start a physical store before an online store? Well, it didn't really happen that way. I was doing eBay and Amazon full time from like 2014 until we opened the store. So if you count that as an online store, we were doing online first. That was the only way we were able to even open up a store because we had to build up inventory over multiple year period of time and save money and do all that kind of stuff.
Well, and if I'm gonna be honest, like I don't mean this in a bad way or anything, but a lot of people who
Here comes the controversy.
who do like independent online stores that like don't do eBay, but they do their own store, they don't get a whole lot of like foot traffic.
Yeah, and that's understandable.
So, and it is understandable unless you're attached to like a brand or like a store or something like that. So like I've known a couple of people who have done like their own online stores that are like, the name of their store.com, and it hasn't gotten a whole lot of visits. They get like maybe one sale a week.
Yeah,
so
it's tough to build it from nothing. And sorry that we're skipping a bunch of questions. There's a lot of people commenting, so we can't like keep up with them.
But if you keep asking it, we'll.
Yeah, just if we don't answer it, just keep posting it. Eventually, we'll see it. Do you listen to / like rap? Some. Abby likes more than I do. But if I'm gonna listen to rap, it's usually gonna be like older stuff. I like NWA a lot. I like some like older Snoop Dogg, and I do like Ludacris.
Will just asked if we collect vintage PC stuff. We do not.
We do not. We used to have a small collection of some Commodore stuff, but we decided to get rid of that a while ago. And we have to get rid of some stuff anyway to save on space. And getting rid of all the older computer stuff was the first thing that went. That was a long time ago. Somebody
asked way earlier if I plan on like having a channel once we move.
Abby does have a channel.
I do have a channel.
She has one video, and it's like a tarantula feeding compilation.
Yeah. But I probably wouldn't have a YouTube channel like with my videos. I would just like stream on Twitch and then just like post them on YouTube. But I wouldn't like edit them on like crazy or something. It would just be casual. I would never like do it like long term. Like not long term, but I just would never do it like set schedule, I guess.
Is there a DJ plushie in the works? What do you think?
I don't know. Is there?
Maybe. Public Enemy's good. If you named your firstborn after a game console, what would you choose? What console is the closest to like a regular name?
A game console or a game?
A game console.
We're not gonna have a kid if you're gonna name it after a game console.
I don't know. I wouldn't name my kid like Super Nintendo or something, but Genesis is not like a horrible name. I could see someone being named Genesis, or like
be like Game Boy,
or Lynx or something like that. That'd be a cool name for like a cool guy that like goes on ski trips with his parents.
We've already discussed names, and I have made compromises with you about a name already.
Our firstborn will be named Arcadius.
I was about to kill that.
Do you know if the white Joy-Cons from the OLED model will work with the current models? I would assume that they would. Hopefully they fixed the drift issue. From what we've seen, they haven't said anything about that, but favorite Switch or PS4 game? Abby's favorite is Skyrim. It doesn't matter what console it is. It's
not my favorite.
Yeah, it is.
It's not.
I don't know what my favorite game is. Probably, so far, out of all the Switch games I've played, probably Breath of the Wild.
Okay, so out of Switch games, my favorite's probably Stardew Valley. And then PS4.
Even though it's a PC game.
It's on the Switch. Thank you very much.
True.
PS4 is probably the Horizon Zero Dawn.
More than Skyrim?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I really like Skyrim. It's a comfort game, but I really like Horizon Zero Dawn.
Does the SpiderMan Collector's Edition you guys have in the store does it have everything in it with the code? Probably not the code.
Yeah.
We can never guarantee a code is included unless the game is sealed.
And even then, codes expire.
Yeah. So it's complete otherwise.
So whenever you buy something from us, if it's used, assume the code is used or not present.
What's the biggest hurdle you faced with owning a store?
Scheduling. Like
that's the biggest hurdle? I don't think so.
Our schedule, you worked 7 days a week, and I worked graveyard, and I would flip my schedule on my weekends to help you at the store for my weekend for 2 days.
That was tough.
That was hard.
That was tough early on, but it's not a problem anymore. I feel like the biggest hurdle is just the money. like keeping a steady stream coming in and going out. Like it's tough. It's tough to balance everything because we have so many suppliers we want to buy stuff from, and we can't because the margins on stuff we get from suppliers are so much lower than like trade-ins and everything. So we have to be very careful and pick and choose what we're going to buy.
Okay.
It just makes things tough.
So somebody asked if we're going to get a PS5. I already have one.
Abby's playing Skyrim on the PS5 right now.
I bought one from my friends Anna and Monica. They had 2 of them, and they didn't want one of them. And then PS5 or Xbox Series X. I haven't
We've
played
never
on
played
Series
an
X.
Xbox Series, so I mean PS5. And then someone said, "Do you enjoy Mayhem's early music?" I do. My favorite Mayhem album is Chimera, though, which came out like right when I started getting into black metal and everything. But in one of my old bands, we used to do a cover of Freezing Moon. You're gonna sell WATA graded games at the store. We have one so far. It's the Danny Sullivan's Indie Heat. It came from our personal collection, and we got that graded, and we're selling that. It's incredibly difficult to price that particular game because there's only like 5 sealed copies known to exist. So I have a high price on it with a best offer kind of thing. I also have it posted on eBay, but so far
Homer just farted.
no, oh god, Homer. So far, no takers on that. And then we have the VGA Final Fantasy Legend 3 for Game Boy, which I just put into the store's inventory, and I posted it on eBay. I posted it on eBay for a higher price with a best offer, and we'll see what happens. Hey, Phoenix Resale. Some folks were asking if we could collab on my stream today. If I'm ever out there, I'll try to stop by. Definitely. I've seen you do a couple videos with Rick, and I know him as well. We've talked a little bit. We actually went to Phoenix 2020, I think. But we didn't like meet up with anyone or anything, but that would have been cool. I'd love to go back too because game hunting in Phoenix was amazing.
We're not going to do a updated collection video until we move. And then...
Unfortunately, I'd like to, but too much stuff is already boxed up, and the game room is just a mess.
And then somebody said something about like empty boxes. Like, I'm just going to put this very, very like clearly, like why we don't ship consoles. Number one reason is it's the biggest pain in the world. Like, if it arrives broken, you guys have to send it back. We have to pay you for return shipping, like all this stuff. And then the boxes, again, huge pain in the butt.
That's Abby's reason. That's not my number one reason.
Oh, what's your number one reason?
My number one reason for not shipping consoles is because we need them for our local customers. And we're not like prioritizing local customers over people we ship to, but like if someone comes in and they're like, hey, I want to get an N64, 3 extra controllers, and GoldenEye, and then we're like, well, we've got controllers in the game, but we don't have a console. They're not going to buy the game. They're not going to buy the game or the controllers. They're going to go to another store where they can get everything at once. And we would lose out on so many sales if we didn't have consoles to sell.
Somebody's asking if we've sold a modded OG Xbox.
Nope.
Like, nope.
We do not sell modded consoles. At least modded in the sense where you can like play ROMs on them. We've sold like, Game Boys that are backlight modded and stuff like that, but nothing that's going to play ROMs.
And then somebody asked if I've ever played instruments. I used to play the French horn, the flute, and I played the saxophone for a little bit.
Phoenix Resale is in Kentucky. Never been to Kentucky.
We just assumed that it was Phoenix.
Do you buy English translations of non-US/PAL games? We have a couple times, but we're really not trying to do that anymore. What's your favorite video game? Super Mario 64. If you had to cover a non-rock/metal group, who would you cover? Non-rock? I don't know. That's tough. Because would I do a metal cover of a non-metal song? I don't know. I've been thinking, once we move, I've been thinking about starting up a music-related channel. Because I think I would have a lot of fun doing that. So we'll see. I really like the band Dirty Loops.
How do we find
They're not metal or rock.
out what we can sell and legally can't sell? So, like, you just can't. You're not supposed to sell bootlegs.
Yeah.
like at
I mean-
all. Like any sort of reproduction, fake game, you are not supposed to sell because
Even if it's an English translated game that never came
Yeah.
out here, technically that is still illegal. It's not like you're gonna get in trouble for selling an English translated copy of a Sailor Moon game. Like you're never gonna get in trouble for that, but it just doesn't look good for a business. Do you collect metal vinyl at all? It's become a hobby for me. From RJ. I do, but like I have some. I don't know if I would call it a collection.
Can we just look at how cute Zelda is? Like,
Zelda is
she's just, like-
adorable.
she's just chilling right here.
Hi, Zelda. The most metal vinyl record I have is Follow the Bastards, which was a Portland band.
Are you picky about trade-ins?
We're always picky about trade-ins.
Yeah, most of the time people just like leave the sports games. That's why we get so many of them.
Been selling games online. Got any tips?
Consistency is key.
Yeah. Make sure you package your stuff well. Make sure you describe it accurately. One thing, this is more of maybe like an eBay tip, but a very, very, very long time ago, I had a copy of Final Fantasy VII that I got it, and this is like when I was living in my parents' house, like doing eBay, and I sold this Final Fantasy VII, which I thought was like the cleanest game I had ever seen. I put it as like new condition because I was like, this is amazing. This is, literally perfect. And the person got it and said, this is not like new. There's fingerprints on the disc. And they were mad about that. And I was like, for one, they wipe off. But the realization that I made was that condition is all subjective based on whoever's looking at it. It's all based on their opinion of the condition. So from that point on, I never listed anything as like new unless it was sealed with a rip in the seal. Very good is the highest condition I'll put on a used item. Like forever from now on. Do you have any plans for collecting Neo Geo AES? Possibly, but I'm not going to go out of my way to get anything. It's just too expensive. Do you ever run into issues with eBay/PayPal siding with with buyer over seller? Not recently. I mean, they usually side with the buyer, but we haven't had any issues for quite a long time.
Earlier, somebody asked like how Ryan and Jess are. They're great. It's actually Jess's birthday today.
Yeah, Jess's birthday is today.
Yeah, so if you guys want to say happy birthday, you can. I don't know if they'll.
Do sports games sell? Abby?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Surprisingly well, and that's like really the only reason why we take some of them. Like
people always think that they don't sell.
Yeah.
Because when you go to a thrift store, that's all you see is sports games. Nobody wants them. And maybe it's just because we're shipping stuff out, but we sell sports games all the time, and we ship a ton of them. We had one order a while back that was over $200, and all they got were sports games, and they bought like 100 of them or something.
Yeah.
Is Pokemon Pearl cartridge supposed to be black or dark gray? Pearl is gray. The only black ones are Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and then black, white, black 2, white 2.
Is that correct? I'm not sure.
Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum are all gray cartridges. For legit ones, at least. Tips for someone having a lot of games but can't get bookshelves at the moment and put them somewhere else from not getting damaged. Just get like plastic totes. Yeah, I mean, that's the best way. Unless they're like DVD case ones like GameCube or something, they're probably fine, like stacked up on the floor. It doesn't really matter. But cardboard boxes and stuff, plastic totes, if you don't have shelves, would be the best thing.
Yes, you can request photos of products. Like all the photos on the website are stock photos.
Yeah, there's
they are
no
not
photos.
Accurate photos of the items, and other than depicting what the item is.
Yes, you can definitely request photos, but don't expect us to get back to you immediately because we get so many emails. We will try, but we're also not going to be sending pictures of $5 games. Any plans to auction your WATA NASCAR NES game? The Danny Sullivan's Indie Heat? It's up for sale. I'm not going to do an auction, though. I hate auctions. They're stressful, and I mean, unless you have to start it at like the right time too. Like, you don't want your auction to end at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday you want your auction to end on like Saturday at noon or something like that. So you have to schedule them to start at a certain time, which costs money, or you have to post them at a certain time so that it'll end at a certain time. And it's, I don't know. Do you think you'll ever buy out a GameStop again if you have the opportunity?
No.
It seemed like way too much of a hassle.
We'd send somebody to do it.
Yeah, I feel like monetarily it's worth it, but I would not personally go to do the transactions because it took way too long. What's the most expensive item you've ever sold? Like one particular item.
Well, technically we didn't sell it. We went and bought it for the person and sent it to them.
Yes, the Outback Joey complete in the big box for the Genesis. We didn't technically buy that and sell it, but we had a friend who wanted it and they weren't local. A local store had it, so they gave us the money. We went and got that. That game was like, we did a video on that. That was like a $10,000 game, but the most expensive game the most expensive item that we've ever sold, like one particular item, was probably no. I think it was. I'm not going to say the price, but I think it was the Mario Kart 8.
It was, yes.
Limited edition, New York exclusive Wii U collector's edition game.
My favorite.
Your favorite Studio Ghibli movie?
Howl's Moving Castle. It's the first one I ever saw.
How much would it cost to ship to Canada? Depends on what you're getting. The weight of the package determines the price, but I think the cheapest shipping to Canada is like $16, right? 16 and some change. That'd be for like one game.
That's USD.
Yeah.
First time car shopping. Yes. You're going to spend more than what you want, unless you cheap out and get like a really like cheaper car, and you're always going to have issues, like no matter what. Like even brand new cars, you're going to have to make sure to stay up on the servicing. If you don't, you're going to, run into issues. So take care of your car when you're supposed to take care of your car, and don't be afraid to say no to the first car that you look at. You do not have to buy the first card.
There's a couple questions here that I wanted to answer. Someone said you sold the rare Wii U games. No, I found a second copy of the Mario Kart one, which we sold. So I still have R2. Would you ever liquidate your most expensive games to buy stadium events? Definitely not.
Oh God, no. Cooper and I actually have a disagreement about that. If one came into the store, would we keep it? I say no. Cooper says maybe.
I say maybe. If it came in complete, definitely. Because we only collect complete. But if it came in loose, that's the one game that I would consider keeping, because otherwise we're probably never going to get it.
Somebody said that
how do we get the Blockbuster sign?
Oh.
Got that from a friend.
Yes. So a really good friend, Wyatt, who is a phenomenal human being, he posted that he got this giant Blockbuster sign. It's this one that like there's internals that spin and it makes it look like stars behind the sign. And I was like, dang, I really want a Blockbuster sign. Like, how could you do this to me? And then he said that he knew somebody who might have a Blockbuster sign. And then about 3 days later, Wyatt turned up at the store with a Blockbuster sign and a PS2 sign. And he said that the Blockbuster sign was just sitting outside. The person that he knew had it was just, because it's an external sign, it's made to be weatherproof and everything. It was just sitting out behind like a building, I think, if I'm remembering.
And then someone said, if I want to replace N64 controller joysticks, but I want them to be close to OEM as possible, what do you recommend? We use parts from Kitsch Bent. I think that's spelled KITSCHBENT. Just Google that. You'll find their web store. We buy the internal components, the gears, and we use the original stick. We're just replacing the internal gears. So that, I think, is the best way to do it. You just put a little like grease in there, lubricant stuff, and it seems to work pretty good.
They've commented this a few times, but they're thinking of making a trip into the store. You would want to fly into Portland International, PDX. It's actually about 15 minutes away from the store. It's right across.
It's less than that.
Well,
we are the closest store to the Portland airport.
Yeah. So that's where you would fly in, and it would just be like 15 minutes, I think.
I saw one that I wanted to answer. Someone said, have you ever sold anything to anyone famous / a celebrity? One time, we had
Chris Hansen bought something.
We had someone named Christopher Hansen that placed an order. It was not him. But we did have, before we had our website, we had someone from Vsauce contact us, and they bought both the Golden Sun games.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was Vsauce 2. I can't remember who it is. That's not a channel that we watch, but I thought that was kind of cool.
And then
Someone says stay away from Portland. Why?
no.
Anyone that lives in Portland will tell you it's not anywhere like what the media wants to make it seem like.
So with
Portland
everything that happened, it like there was one pretty bad day, and it lasted one day. And then all of the stuff that happened was roughly a 1 block area that was right by the police station downtown. And it was blown out of proportion for sure. Because I was driving for Lyft at that time still.
Everyone thinks that Portland's like a war zone or something.
I was driving down there in that area, and it's just the 1 block was blocked off, and there's people protesting. That was it.
Yeah, like obviously some bad things happened, like, you know, like businesses are broken into and stuff, but it's not like Portland is just like full-time riot zone. It's not like that. What do your parents think of your collecting? I don't think they really have much of an opinion.
They don't care. Yeah.
Sometimes I'll tell my dad like, "Oh, I got this game," and then he's like, "How much is it worth?" And I tell him, and he's like, "Oh, that's crazy."
Can you just?
Which one?
That one.
This?
Yep.
I'm trying to read them, but they're going so fast. Does Abby play any of the Fallout games?
So I did play one Fallout game. I'm just like not very good at like time shooters that like don't have like melee combat. So like that was like a shooting game that like I couldn't do melee, and it was really difficult for me to play.
I played Fallout 3 for a while, like back in like high school, but it was too scary. I saw one that passed by. Someone asked if like if our store is in like a relatively nice area, and it is. The only thing is that we are pretty close to a freeway exit ramp. And we're 2 blocks away from the busiest intersection in our entire county. So there's a lot of homeless people around the area, and unfortunately they go back behind the building, like where the trash and stuff is, and they make a mess sometimes. But I mean, the area is pretty nice. There are like kind of sketchy parts of Vancouver, but they're more neighborhoods. They're not really like where a lot of businesses are. And even then, they're not that bad. I would still walk by myself through those neighborhoods. Vancouver is not bad at all. And I have walked through those neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vancouver's really nice.
Yeah, I mean,
I like Vancouver a lot.
So Vancouver does have like different laws and regulations than Portland does. The like one thing that I like to tell people is like Vancouver doesn't have any strip clubs. It's just like a funny, weird fact. I'm not
but there's like a million
against
in Portland.
Strip clubs or anything, but like in Vancouver, you cannot have like topless women in like a bar or anything like that. So you can tell that like the regulations are a little bit more like held down in Vancouver than Portland. But I mean, like, I'm pro sex work and everything. It's just like it's kind of interesting. It shows like how the regulations are different between Portland and Vancouver.
Someone asked how long have we had the store. We opened the physical location August 18th, 2018, but we had like the name picked out, we had inventory, we had our Facebook and Instagram since probably about a year before that, and we sold at PRGE as the store before we opened.
Somebody said
someone said they bought the Thomas puzzle off our eBay store yesterday. I did see your note. That was very cool.
Yeah, marijuana is legalized in Washington and Oregon.
Someone said they remember my old game hunting videos in Florida when I would game hunt on my bicycle. I do remember that. I rode my bike everywhere in Florida, and it's so hot.
I don't understand that last question.
Do you think eBay game sellers are wise to price 20% over recently sold for good condition in demand products since prices still seem to be on the rise?
That depends on like which site you're looking at it from. What is your zodiac sign? Are you
Virgo?
Virgo. I'm a Sagittarius.
We do not smoke. In your first year of business, how many sales did you have per day roughly? Was it like one a day or one a week? One sale a week? That would be pretty bad. We would have closed. One sale a day, we would have closed. The very first couple days were really, really good. And then it kind of like, leveled off. And we would have some days, the first like 8 months or so, where it'd be like, we'll do 300 sale. We would do $300 in sales for the day. And that was like pretty bad. But I mean, we haven't had a day like that in years now. What games or consoles do you wish came into the store more? Like I can't keep them in stock. Vita games, for sure. We could definitely use more Super Nintendo and GameCube. And anything Sega that's not Genesis, basically.
There's like a troll account who's like trying to like ask questions to like get us upset, and they're just it's like it's this one. In your first year of business, how much did you lose due to theft? And I can't even understand the question. We don't have an answer for that.
We don't get a lot of shoplifting.
Yeah.
Do you use beard oil? Sometimes, not every day. Are there any kiosks you really want? I really want the full-size N64 one that I used to have when I lived in Florida. Haven't been able to find another one. But my most wanted was the Pokemon Snap Station, and we have that one now, so that's cool.
We haven't played any The Village is the only PS5 game I played. Cooper won't be cutting his hair at this time, and we don't know if he'll ever cut his hair.
I will at some point.
Maybe.
Do you sell the Super Nintendo Classic when we get them traded in? Yes. Do we sell the limited run cards with the games? If they get traded in like that, yes, but they usually don't.
Every store has shoplifting, and every store is going to get broken into. We're not delusional. It happens, but we don't know the amount that was lost out of everything. And to focus on that is just extremely negative and silly.
It's going kind of quick. Open a store in Medford. There is a store in Medford.
Yep. Favorite character from The Witcher, from the game? Geralt.
What's your favorite snack that a fan sent in? What are those ones? Is it called Crunchy?
Robbie sent them in, and I don't remember. I think they're crunchies. They're really good though.
The crunchy thing, I think it's like covered in chocolate. It's like a honey thing. That's my favorite. That's one of my favorite candies now. When's the next music video? I have no idea. When is Sam coming back? Hopefully before the end of the year.
Yes, he definitely is.
Abby has not beaten Resident Evil Village.
No, we got scared. And I say we because we both got scared.
Yeah. When's Monotheist going back on the road? I'm not sure. Not this year. I know that. Yeah, Crunchies. Those are so good.
Yeah, Robbie sent those in. Yes, we accept Apple Pay watch payments.
Do you have a Holy Grail item that would surprise us? Maybe you wanted a Fairchild Channeled F. I would say no. I feel like anything that we really, really want for the collection, we already have. Which, for me, it's not necessarily like one particular item. It's more like, oh, I wanted to complete the N64 set because that's my favorite system. So we have that done. So there isn't really like any particular item that we're necessarily looking for, but just trying to finish the GameCube set, we need 23 games. So if we found Goblin Commander complete for GameCube, that would be cool. But it's not like I'm dying to get it. It's just one that we need to complete that set.
Somebody said Zelda or Mario. Zelda, Mario.
Yeah. Monotheist does not do any covers of game soundtracks, and we've only ever done a couple covers at all, which have not even been recorded. They've been live. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Have you grossed 1 million in a year? No.
No. I think people think that we're way
Oh,
more
they
wealthy.
said not a year. They said 1 million overall.
No. I don't think so.
Probably in total sales, but definitely not in profit. Not even close.
People do think we're more wealthy than we are.
We are not wealthy, guys.
We're not.
DJ plushie that talks? That would be pretty cool. I didn't even think about that. What would he say? Hey, I'm DJ. You hear about the new Game Boy? Nope. Do you want to sell comics? Well, probably not.
No.
We don't know anything about comics, so it's kind of the same like selling magic cards and stuff. We do not know much about them, and I don't have the motivation to try to learn enough to make it worth it.
Somebody said the new Double Jump games private jet costs a lot. Even if I had the money for a private jet, I wouldn't buy one because of like the amount of pollution that private jets cost. It's just astounding.
Would you like to come to Chicago on the next Monotheist tour? I mean, yeah. I've been to Chicago once. No, we played Chicago. We played at Reggie's. Yeah, we played Chicago on the last tour.
Somebody said, how often do we have fake Pokemon games traded in? Never, because we don't take them in. But they do come in, a couple times a week. Somebody will bring one in, and we're like, hey, this is fake, unfortunately.
A couple times a week?
Yeah.
Like, you do more of the trade-in, so I don't see them that often. But it's never fun to have to tell someone that their game is a fake. And the really bad one happened. Someone brought in a complete in box.
Yeah, that was bad.
They had a complete in box DuckTales 2 for NES, and it's someone that we have done many deals with. They actually texted me like a month before they brought it to us, and they're like, hey, I got this. And, camera phone photos, they're not that great. I couldn't tell in the photos. It looked real in the photos. And I was like, yeah, I'm definitely interested. And when they brought it in, everything was fake. The box was fake. The manual was fake. The cartridge was fake. The only real part was the back plastic of the cartridge. Everything else was fake, and I had to tell them. And he's like, man, the guy that I got it from said he had it checked out by a local game store and everything. And I was like, yeah, he ripped you off, unfortunately.
We don't ship consoles because it's a mess, and we need to provide our local customers with stuff. It's really hard to ship them out.
We were definitely in Chicago. We played.
The guy's left eye was fake too.
We played at Reggie's with I can't remember what that was with. I don't even remember what tour that was. But I did merch for the band Jungle Rot, and some of the guys from Jungle Rot live in Chicago, and they came out to the show when we played. Angry Thumb. Yep. When you do a live stream, at least the way we're doing it right now from the computer, it just pops up and it says like here's 3 seconds, take a photo for a thumbnail. So I just made a funny face. How are the sales of movies in the store? They're pretty good. How many movies a day do you think we sell? Like in the store, not for online orders.
About 20. About 20 a day.
It was not 2017 that we were in Chicago because the store was open.
Abby, what is one thing that Cooper does that drives you nuts? Cooper, same question to you, but for Abby. Let me think. I don't really know of anything that like really the toe thing. Cooper like flicks his toe when we're in bed, and so annoying. I don't know. I spend a lot of money. It's probably one thing that annoys you.
Do you guys sell collectibles? I don't really understand what collectibles means. Like, I see a lot of stores are like, toys and collectibles. I'm not really sure what defines something as a collectible and not like a toy, because we sell like little action figures and statues and stuff. Like the Majora's Mask statue, is that a collectible or is that a toy? I don't know. So the answer is maybe. How long till the next video like Evil Ryan? We don't control when Evil Ryan comes to the store. We prefer for him not to come, but whenever he comes in. Anime figures. We have some, yeah. Can you do a let's play of Chibi Robo? We don't have time to do let's plays right now, unfortunately. Once we start streaming, maybe we could stream that game.
I've never heard Cooper cuss. Does he ever? Yes, he does.
Not in the videos, though.
Not in the videos.
Not very often, at least. I have cursed in a video before, but I don't make a habit out of it. What other hobbies do you have besides what you show in your videos? Well, we film pretty much every day, so you pretty much see everything. Don't film a lot of the music stuff because my band is not local, but music is a big one. Listening to a lot of music. I watch a lot of music-related content on YouTube.
Will we expand to a bigger or second location? Maybe in the future, but we definitely are more concerned about buying a house and that kind of stuff right now.
Could someone do one-to-one counterfeits on high-end NES games that would be hard to identify? I'm sure that they could, but it would be really difficult, and it almost wouldn't be worth it because you'd have to put in the same kind of work that people would put in to make counterfeit money. And you can make, if you can perfect counterfeit money, you can print $100 bills over and over, or $5 bills over and over and over. But if you are making fake games, you can't make 20 copies of Flintstones. People are going to know that something's up. So it's not even worth the effort to just make one copy, because if you make more than one, people are going to be suspicious anyway.
Anywhere outside of North America that you guys would travel to? Yes.
We want to go to Japan.
Would love to go to Ireland.
We want to go everywhere, but we would love to go to Japan. And I feel like if we do travel, Japan will probably be first on the list, right? But we don't have time, unfortunately. Eventually, hopefully.
Chocolate or vanilla? Chocolate.
Vanilla. Evil Ryan merch, please.
It'd be fun to have stickers of Evil Ryan. Naven's amazing. Yeah, or awesome. Yes, he is.
Naven is awesome.
I want to go back to Phoenix to visit family and family friends.
Yeah, I used to live there. What would you do for a living if you didn't have the store? I would probably still be doing eBay and Amazon full time. I don't know what Abby would be doing.
I don't know either. Probably something I didn't enjoy.
Going to Japan would be awesome.
Which employee has the longest hair? Well, if you straighten Naven's hair, he probably had the longest hair of everybody. But
you think?
Yeah.
It was Devin for sure, but he cut his hair.
Yeah, Devin had really long hair.
The only people that have long hair now is me and Naven. What's going on with Metal Jesus? Anything you can tell us? What's going on with him? I didn't think anything was out of the ordinary.
We aren't even what I would consider acquaintances with Metal Jesus. Not because we like him or we don't like him kind of thing. Just we aren't familiar with him at all, other than hey, we watch his videos. That's it.
We've interacted with him a couple times, and that's it. Any addictions we don't know about?
Well, you're addicted to buying video games, and I'm addicted to Skyrim.
They all know about that. Ones that they don't know about.
I mean, I might have a shopping addiction.
Abby's addicted to buying stuff off Amazon.
Yep.
And you've been I wouldn't say you're addicted to it, but Abby's been she has plants and stuff outside.
Oh yes, I do. I never show them because they're at the front of our house, but
she's been growing tomatoes and peppers and sunflowers and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I have 4 tomato plants. I have probably a dozen sunflowers. I have 10 pepper plants right now. But yeah, that's my hobby, I guess.
Is sick cooking going to be a thing? There is a channel created called SicCooper, spelled just like SicCooper, but change the P to a C. And there's a K after it, I guess.
Somebody had asked earlier, like, who was a better cook? Probably Cooper. I mean, like,
we both cook different things.
We cook different things.
We don't really cook the same thing, so it's hard to compare. Like, if we're gonna have steak, I'm gonna cook it. But if we're gonna have chicken, usually Abby will cook it. So it just depends. How does a disk resurfacing order work for the return? Also, what would you suggest for a starter disk resurfacing machine? So if you go to our website, there's a disk resurfacing tab that'll tell you all the information you need to know. But basically, someone sends us a package with a note inside that has a list of the games that are getting resurfaced, their PayPal email, their return address, their contact info, all that. We resurface the games. Once they're done, we will send a PayPal invoice. We charge, per disc, and then we charge for return shipping. Once it's paid, we ship it out. That's pretty much it. As far as a entry-level resurfacing machine, the JFJ would be the best entry-level one, but I would not buy one, honestly. JFJs are such a hassle. I've owned 2 or 3, and I've used them sometimes with great success, sometimes with, not so great. But honestly, I would just save your money and get one of the big boys, because the JFJ, it's so messy. It costs more per disc to resurface, based on like how much it costs for the supplies and all that. So I would say you're better off paying someone else to resurface your games for you until you can get an Auto Smart or something.
Somebody said that I would be working at a tattoo parlor, which I probably would be like into piercing, but I don't know if I'm not good enough to tattoo.
Are we going to be selling Zelda Skyward Sword? Yes, we are. I know that it comes out really, really soon. As far as I know, we have pre-orders from our supplier are not up yet, but usually they do pre-orders like a week in advance. So it should be very, very soon. So if you guys are planning on getting Skyward Sword, if you want to buy it from us, I don't grab it from GameStop or something. I'm not, you can if you want to, but if you want to buy it from us, we will have them. And I don't know how many I'm going to get. I'm going to shoot for probably somewhere between 30 and 50, because we did 50 Pokemon Snaps and we still have plenty of those left. But then we did 50,
and we're not.
We did 50 new Super Mario Bros. Whatever Bowser's Fury. We sold all those.
We can't ship it out before it's released either. So expect a delay.
Yeah, if you want to get it day one, you're gonna have to get it locally. But because we get it the day it's released, there's no way we can ship it to you on the same day. Who's better at Mario Kart? Me.
Cooper. I hate Mario Kart.
I'm pretty good at Mario Kart. We should make bobbleheads of each other.
Please don't. A game you like but you're embarrassed to admit. I don't have a game like that. Yeah,
there's no games we like that we'd be embarrassed to say. Naven would tell you Over the Hedge for PS2 is one of the best games that he's ever played, though. He told me that the other day.
How did the two of us meet?
Abby tried to rip me off.
I did.
Abby was selling some N64 games on Craigslist.
You make it sound so bad.
I'm just telling the facts. Abby was trying to sell some N64 games on Craigslist, and this was back when I was living at my parents' after I had moved back from Florida. And I contacted her, and I was like, she didn't have prices, I think. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. I had a wanted ad posted.
Let me just toast.
No, I had a wanted ad posted. Abby contacted me, and back then I would always just be like, what do you want for them? And she gave me a price that was crazy.
I didn't know how to look things up on eBay at the time, so I was 18.
She had like Wipeout 64 and like Namco Museum and stuff like that, and
all she wanted was Ocarina of Time. I was just like,
she wanted to trade, but
trade you all these games for Ocarina of Time, and he's like, I don't have that one, and that was a lie. That was such crap.
I had one, but I didn't want to trade it for those games. but she wanted too much. I can't remember what it was, but it was something like $15 a game or something.
I don't know what it was.
For like $5 games.
But I was just like, he like made an offer and I was like, yeah, these aren't mine. These are my brother's. Like,
she doesn't have a brother.
I don't have a brother. Like, I'll let you know. And then I saved his numbers like Craigslist guy, like N64 guy, don't text, because I was just like trying to find other people to sell these to. And then I was on Snapchat and he like popped up because I saved his number in my phone, and I was like, dumb. I was young and dumb. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to send a selfie to this person. So I like had my makeup done. I was way skinnier at the time. And I sent him a picture and he was just like, whoa, like, who is this? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, my name's Abby.
It came from a number I did not have saved. So I didn't know who it was.
And then we just
started talking.
Yeah, it was bad. Don't do this, kids.
Is monotheist Christian metal? What do you think?
It was.
Yes and no?
Yes and no. Because, like, everybody except for Mike, from my understanding, just wants to play music regardless of the genre or, like, anything. Mike, the original member, is...
Mike is the only original member of Monotheist. He is the founding member. He writes the majority of the music and the majority of the lyrics. So, he is Christian. I don't believe anyone else in the band is. I'm not going to speak for everyone, but I am not.
Yeah.
I know for a fact Tyler is not.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact Chris is not, but I don't know about Jose. But
everybody just wants to play music. That's like the whole thing.
There are some songs that have Christian inspired lyrics, but there are some songs that have nothing to do with it. We have a song about zombies eating each other. There's all sorts of stuff. So yes and no.
So somebody said, how did you guys end up getting a website? Do you know someone who codes, or did you go through an established thingy?
God. I made it myself and it was such a pain.
Yeah.
It took me over, it's not even great. Like, there's still work to be done, but it took me over a month of working at least 8 hours a day, 7 days a week on it. You guys probably remember that, but it was not fun.
We do not have flea markets in the Pacific Northwest. It's mostly.
There's maybe a couple. I know there's one in Portland, but it's like an indoor one, and it's kind of the one where, like,
isn't everything just set up every
people are
week?
Yeah, people are permanently set up, so it's not like garage sale type.
I was not selling bootlegs. I just wanted more money than the games were worth, which I ended up giving them to him. So
when I lived in California, I went to the flea market in San Jose. I went to that flea market every weekend, and it was amazing. What made you decide to start making daily vlogs? What keeps you going? What would make you stop? I decided to start doing it just because I wanted to be producing more YouTube content, and I wanted to see if I could do it, because I had always thought, because we had watched a few different daily vloggers and we were like, we could probably do this, and I feel like consistency is key. If you are uploading every day, you're going to find an audience, I feel like, eventually.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of just the plan. I was like, well, the reason I didn't do it earlier is because I thought that I couldn't. I thought we would make videos for a few days and we'd miss a day and stop. And, like, luckily, that didn't happen.
You have a cat here?
I don't know. But
somebody said any baby Coopers in the future, like years from now, maybe. Not now. I'm not mature enough for a kid.
Will you sell Monster Hunter Stories 2 this Friday? Not this Friday, I know that. If our distributor gets it, it's not going to be... I mean, usually for any big releases, they kind of put a thing out there, like they send an email and they're like, hey, these are the games coming out. If you want to pre-order, let us know. And we haven't heard anything about that game yet, so not by Friday for sure.
So PRG being canceled, it's a bummer, but we are doing fine without PRGE. So we're not struggling on that end. It just sucks that it got canceled. We don't know what it's going to look like next year. So many people fly in out of country and out of state for this that it just needs to be handled very carefully in if they decide to host it or not, and what regulations will be maintained for it.
Are there any Super Nintendo games on our top list? Not really. Do you guys have a revolving line of credit or something similar for your business, or do you cash flow it? We put stuff on the credit card when we were closed for the month doing the expansion. Typically, we do not use a credit card for purchases.
We do not really import PAL exclusive games from Europe because, like, for example, like the older stuff, doesn't it run on a different frequency? Like, you can't play a PAL game on a North American or Japanese N64 because it runs.
For certain things.
We don't do that because.
But like with Switch, you can play whatever.
Yeah.
It just depends on the platform.
Yeah.
When's the next road hunting trip series? Probably when Sam comes to visit.
Yeah. Somebody said,
maybe October.
Have any of us gone to E3? Neither one of us have gone, but Kyle is going this year, and he's gone before, I believe.
Kyle's going?
I gave him the day off. Sorry, I forgot to tell you.
Any plans on doing a crossover with another channel? We kind of talked about this earlier. If anyone is coming to the area, or if we're going to someone else's area, then yes. But
so we kind of already answered this too. Like, we're not going to expand to Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh unless it's like a couple items, or we had room for it, I think.
Sealed stuff, yes, but we're not going to be like carrying singles or anything like that. How much to shave your beard? It would be a lot.
My tarantula's names are Kiwi and Ruby. And you're not really supposed to handle tarantulas. They're kind of like fish. You don't take them out and play with them. If you drop them from like a foot or two up, they'll die because their abdomens will explode. So they're kind of just like to look and admire at.
Someone said the stream is only in 240p. We're just streaming through the MacBook webcam here, so it's probably not the best quality.
Don't be asking about my man's chest hair. Get out of here.
No, it's not long. Can you imagine like chest hair that's like 6 inches long?
Please don't.
My chest hair is also blonde, so you can't really even see it. Are we watching Marvel movies or shows? Nope.
I'm not a superhero fan.
Neither am I.
I think like superheroes are cool, but I hate like the whole like pin superhero against pin superhero, and I think it's stupid. You
think we need a SicCooper Metal Jesus crossover episode at some point? You got to tell him, because I have no control over that situation. If he wants to come to the store and do a video, I'm all for that, but that's up to him.
Cooper would not do it for 1K. It'd have to be like 10, I think.
Definitely not.
Cooper doesn't watch anime, but I do.
I have watched some with Abby, and when I was a kid, I watched Dragon Ball Z, and I watched Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! If you count those as anime. I know some people kind of don't, but those are the only ones. I watched Dragon Ball Z a bunch on Toonami, because it would come on at night. Because I, like in high school and stuff, I would watch. They had King of the Hill, King of Queens, and Seinfeld would always play, and I'd watch those. And then on like Saturday or Friday or something, it would be Toonami, and I would watch Dragon Ball Z.
We don't really have any hobbies. Like, I mean, I garden, and I have my tarantulas, and we play video games, but that's it.
My hobby is working on the store.
I do watch Dark Den YouTube channels every once in a while, but not super often. I think I watch them far more before I owned tarantulas. And now that I own tarantulas, I don't really watch them too much.
Today I learned Cooper found a wife on Craigslist. Next level buying and selling. That's funny. What was the filthiest trading you've ever gotten? Filthiest as in like, oh, that's so sick. Or as in like dirty, because...
We've gotten some gross stuff. I opened up a system one time, and it was just like probably like 50 or 60 cockroaches.
We filmed this. This was not that long ago. There was an NES that I think Ryan opened it, and there was a dead mouse in it.
No, Devin opened it, and it was a dead mouse.
There was
a dead
very
mouse. Sad.
What's the most surprised a customer has been during a trade-in? I wouldn't say people are too surprised, but every now and then we get people that we make them the offer, and they're like, "Whoa, Well, that's way more than I was expecting.
We had a guy come in with a bunch of Super Nintendo games, and I don't remember what it was, but he came in with a game. It was like a Disney game, and it was worth like $300, and he didn't know.
Oh, no, that was
Was that NES?
Yeah, that was NES. That was the DuckTales 2.
Oh, okay.
Or the Rescue Rangers 2, whichever one it was. That was early on, but the guy didn't know that it was worth anything.
Yes, we're gonna get the OLED Switch.
Did you film stuff today for tomorrow's vlog? No, tomorrow you're getting the What I Sold on eBay episode 5. We're doing this today because we didn't film anything yesterday either.
No, we're not married.
Do you like Rick and Morty? Yes, we do.
We, in the bio of our Instagram, it says, do not DM, email only. So we did not get your message on Instagram. Please email us.
Yeah, we can't get back to people on email, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all this stuff. So we're trying to consolidate everything to email only because it just makes it easier.
Does Cooper pop off when a really rare game gets traded in?
Not anymore.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'll bring it back and be like, hey, look at this. And he's like, dang, that's cool.
Yeah. It kind of sucks because, like, it used to be super, super exciting when, like, a rare game came in. But it's happened so many times now that it's not super exciting anymore. What is exciting is if we find a rare game at a thrift store, because that doesn't really happen. So the same game could get traded in at the store, and then I find it at a thrift store the next day. I'd be way more excited about finding it at the thrift store, not just because it's cheaper, just because it doesn't happen.
What if Abby said it's a beard or me? When we first got together, I didn't really like his beard super long, but after we were together for a little bit, I just decided like whatever makes him happy is okay with me.
Do you deal with clutter in your home from buying too much? Yes, definitely. Unfortunately.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars. And we only watched Star Wars recently.
Yeah. Ice cream or cake or ice cream cake?
I would pick cake.
Ice cream.
But I will say that I do like ice cream as well. But I think cake is better. Growing out my hair, any recommendations?
Drink lots of water.
And don't cut it. Drinking,
so people don't realize it, but dandruff is actually caused by like lack of drinking water for like most people. Obviously, there's like people who have medical conditions and stuff, but if you drink a lot of water, typically your dandruff will go away.
Yeah, I have a dandruff issue sometimes, and it'll come, like my dandruff will come back when I take a week and I don't drink a lot of water and I'm just like having soda or something else. I'll start to get dandruff, and then I drink a lot of water and it goes away. So at least for me personally, staying hydrated and drinking water really, really helps.
If I drink water, I'll stop balding. I don't know, bro. I'm sorry.
I mean, it can't hurt. Do you have a favorite game store you've been to that isn't your own? Favorite game store? I'm trying to think, because Toy Box Collectibles was really freaking cool, but that was more of a toy store that had video games. That was one of my favorite stops we've ever made to a store. But in terms of a store that like is the coolest like looking or something, that new Retro Game Trader was really, really cool. There was a store in Ohio that I went to.
Yeah, in the mall.
No.
Oh.
There was one I went to. It was really expensive. I didn't really buy much there, but they had the coolest stuff on display. They had the full-size Samus statue, full-size Link statue, full-size Donkey Kong, full-size Mario, Pikachu. They had all the fiber signs and all the neon signs. They had everything. I think it was called Capital Games in Ohio, but I didn't really buy much from there. But that place was really cool.
So I would have to say my favorite store to go to is actually probably Al's. Al's is pretty cool. It's not that I found a lot there. It's that I really, really, really like the environment. The one Al's location, from what I understand, has been around since the 70s. The owner's name was Al, and his daughter Alex now runs and manages both locations. And when you go into that store, you're just transported like back in time, and it's phenomenal and amazing. And every time I go there, it's just so like overwhelmingly just awesome. I love it.
Yeah, that place is cool. Both of them, both locations.
I grew up in, like rural area, and then I grew up in like Phoenix, Arizona, and you just don't have places like that in Arizona. So it's always something that I've seen in movies where like, somebody's in like a record shop and I've never been there in person. So every time I go there, it's like a childhood like dream of mine.
Someone's asked if we remember FuncoLand. I don't. As far as I know, I've never been to a FuncoLand. I'm assuming they probably had them in this area. I grew up in Vancouver, but when I was a kid, we would go to KB Toys and Game Crazy and Toys R Us. Those are like the three like main places.
M&M peanut or plain. I like the peanut butter ones.
Peanut butter, yeah.
But peanut ones are good too.
I think the peanut M&Ms are my least favorite. I'd probably take regular M&Ms over the peanut ones.
I think that,
but the peanut butter ones are good, and I really like the crunch ones.
People are asking these questions like this or this, and we've picked like multiple opposite things, and I think it's really funny.
If you had to open a shop that wasn't a video game store, what kind of shop would it be? That is actually something that will probably happen in the future. We are not planning on just having the game store and being done. We want to diversify because retro game stores are not going to be a thing forever. And I would really love to have a convenience store. And I don't know when that would ever happen, but at some point that would be cool. We've also talked about doing like a food truck or something, or like an actual restaurant. But I feel like running a restaurant is probably 10 times harder than running a video game store, especially when you have no experience in that industry. Butcher Boys SicCooper edition. Yes, that would be cool. At what point is YouTube going to pay more than the shop does?
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know if it ever will.
At 1 million subscribers, maybe. And it's not even about subscribers; it's about views. So,
and
if our daily,
sponsors.
if our daily videos were getting 100,000 views each, then we'd probably be making more than the store. YouTube does not pay very much anymore.
I'm playing Skyrim, and my follower Lydia just died. Do I get a new follower since I'm a Thane, or do I have to just go pay somebody?
Someone asked if we own any Bitcoin. We did. I sold everything along with all the stocks we had to put the money into our savings account for the down payment on the house we're going to be trying to buy.
I would love a Miss Pac-Man full arcade, which is not necessarily like a full arcade because they're small. I
want the Simpsons beat 'em up. I want the X-Men beat 'em up, and I want the Turtles beat 'em up. Those are the three that I would love to have in our future game room. I'm not interested in getting like a MAME cabinet or anything. I only want like dedicated machines. I don't know why. I think they're just cooler. Does Ryan and Naven fight for jerky? No, they both had some the other day though.
No, I think they want Naven and Ryan to fight for jerky.
No, they said does.
Oh.
But no.
We're hoping somebody.
Have we found a house? Not yet. We haven't even started looking. We're still waiting to hear back from the mortgage people.
Somebody asked when the road trip video is going to be next. Hopefully it's not just Sam though. Hopefully it's Sam and Nathan. Yeah,
we're hoping Nathan can come back when Sam is here so we can all go. And we will most likely be hitting up the recycle video games locations we've gone to plenty of times, but they're on the Oregon coast. What's the first video game you played? I don't remember.
I do.
What was Abby's?
Ocarina of Time at my aunt's house.
There you go. I remember early on, I think the first console we had was a Super Nintendo. And I remember playing Donkey Kong Country 2, but then our next door neighbor had a Genesis, and I remember playing Sonic 2 and Zoop. And then my neighbor that was a couple houses down, there was a girl that I was friends with who was my age, but then she had an older brother who had an NES, and we would play Mario 3 and Excite Bike. So it's probably one of those. I do not know. Do we get any Bitcoin or stock tips from Aaron Kosharski? No. I don't think we really got any Bitcoiner tips from anyone that wasn't in person, because like I talk to Sam about that kind of stuff sometimes, but that's pretty much it.
I have to pee.
Abby has to pee. Favorite movie? Mine is The Labyrinth.
Aristocat.
Abby says Aristocats, which that's probably not true. I think she likes Harry Potter more. Do we plan on making a Discord server? Probably not. I've never used it, and I don't know. If it's something that I've never used, I'm probably not too inclined to go and learn and use it. I have too many other things I'm doing. What do we think of WADA graded games? I think they're fine. I mean, not much to say about them. I have some graded games in our collection, but my plan is to sell them and replace them with complete copies. Because we're selling the Final Fantasy Legend 3. It's VGA graded, but I'm selling that one because I already have another complete copy. But I have some games, and I sold the Majora's Mask that was sealed and graded because I had another one. But I have a graded NFL Blitz Special Edition for N64, but that's the only copy that I have of that game. So if I sell it, I'm not going to have the complete N64 set anymore. So I need to get a complete copy to replace it. Then I can sell the graded one. Favorite outdoor activity? I don't know. We went to the dog park yesterday. I was extremely tired yesterday. I slept most of the day, but we did go to the dog park. So that, that's always fun. I like seeing Homer interact with the other dogs. He doesn't really do anything, but I used to do parkour a lot when I was living in Florida. I used to skateboard a lot, ride bikes a lot, stuff like that. Haven't done most of that in a while. Skateboarded a little while ago, but I just don't have a lot of time, unfortunately. Favorite Mario Kart? Mario Kart 8 for sure. Wii U or Switch, it doesn't matter to me. I played the Wii U one a lot more. What is Abby's favorite game character? Probably Link. Who's my favorite employee? Abby. Arcade 1-Up is releasing a Simpsons beat 'em up machine in a week. That's pretty cool. I have no interest in Arcade 1-Ups though. Do you ever have free time? No. Sorry. Any thoughts on opening a store in another state? Similar to what Pink Gorilla is doing with a Texas store. I had no idea they were opening up a store in Texas, but I mean, I couldn't imagine opening a store in an area that we couldn't go to. Like, we could open up a store in Oregon because we're right here. I still wouldn't want to, but favorite.
Make him an admin or like a mod.
There.
Tom's a mod now.
Favorite thrift store find ever? I don't know. I found a pair of scissors one time at the outlet that I sold for like $300.
Star Fox watch.
Oh yeah, the Star Fox watch that we found at Goodwill. That was probably the coolest one. I made a video on that. Labyrinth with David Bowie. Heck yeah. Favorite game of all time? Mario 64. Abby says.
What?
Favorite game?
Stardew,
Horizon Zero Dawn, Skyrim.
Yeah.
One of those three.
Ocarina of Time.
Is my favorite character Luigi? Probably. Luigi's cool, but like, I don't know. Like, any game where I can pick characters to play as, I will pick Luigi, except for Smash.
Hi, Nathan. What states in the U.S. have you not been to before? So I've only been to Florida on the East Coast, if you would even count Florida as an East Coast state. And then I've just been like Midwest and over to the like West.
I have been to most states on tour, but I don't really consider that going to the state, because if you go to one venue and like a gas station, that's not really much. But I haven't been to North or South Dakota. I haven't been to like a lot of those like northern.
I haven't been to Montana.
I've been to Montana, played a show there.
How dare you?
In like 2009. Yeah, haven't been to Rhode Island as far as I know. And then a lot of stores a lot of states we've just driven through, like Louisiana. Didn't play a show there, but we drove through there, stuff like that. If Pink Gorilla's opening up a store in Texas, that's the first that we're hearing about it.
No, I heard something about it.
Well, I didn't hear anything about it. Why didn't you tell me?
I don't know.
We heard a long time ago that they were planning on opening up a store in Portland, but I guess
that was right when
that's
we
not
were
happening.
going to open up a store. So I don't know.
If you send an email and we haven't replied, we probably still have it. We have like 70 unread emails right now. We try to get back to everyone, but it takes so long just to reply to emails, so we can't do it every day. If you ever travel to New York City, check out Video Games New York. I don't know if because I've been to New York. I don't know if I went to that store. I went to the Nintendo store in New York, and then because I was staying in a hotel that was really close, and then I walked to another store called like J&L Video Games or something like that. I can't remember. That place was pretty cool though.
Tom said that they're trying for Austin.
I couldn't imagine trying to open a store in another state, like, unless we flew there and like lived there for a while we hired people and got people to run the store. Like, I couldn't imagine. I can't even see into the future where we don't have to be at our store now. Like, I couldn't imagine trusting other people to run the store accurately. Like, our employees are great, but there's so much you have to do.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we don't even have a grasp on everything 100% yet because there's so much you got to do. Trusting someone else to do it would be really, really stressful. If you love Labyrinth, you're probably familiar with my username, FizzGig. If that's a character from the movie, then I'm not familiar with them. I'm going to send the... Oh, Abby scrolled up.
I'm currently at Popeyes. What do you think of Popeyes?
Popeyes sucks.
Oh, God.
I've been to Popeyes twice, and I hated it both times. FizzGig was the rat dog thing. The guy that, like, blocks the bridge.
Yeah, we knew about Pink Gorilla changing their name from Pink Godzilla. About that. We have ours trademarked and everything, so I'm not worried about legal reasons.
If we had a bunch of other names picked out before we settled on Double Jump, and we did have to change the name once. We had a name picked out, and it turned out to already be taken.
Yeah, and the guy was like, hey, you can't use that, but can I buy the logo? And we're like, no.
We were going to call the store Let's Play Video Games. And then found out there was a store in like Alabama or something that had the same name. But we had like, because we had searched for Let's Play Video Games and didn't find anything. So we're like, because when you type in Let's Play Video Games, you get like 1 million results, not a small Alabama store. So we were like, okay, looks like there isn't anything. So we actually like made a logo and everything and then had to change it. When I had Popeyes, it was dry. When you gonna ask Abby to marry you? Putting you on the spot.
Yeah.
First step's getting a house, guys.
Someone said, can Ryan run the store? Yes.
No one could run the store by themselves.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, yes, but you need help. You would need support. And
yeah, our store will never be a one employee type store from this point on because we're too busy.
And on top of that, like, yes, he could with other staff members. Does he want to? No. Ryan ideally wants to work like 2 to 3 days a week. And we even have, right now, we have him there way more than he wants to be there.
The only employee that wants full time is Naven.
Yeah.
Maybe Devin if he quit his other job. But That's unfortunate because even 2 people, I don't think could run the store by themselves. Do you own an Ouya? No, we probably have one in the garage, but we don't have like one as part of our collection.
Somebody said that they waited 9 years, but maybe don't wait 9 years. I mean, we're only 3 years away from 9 years, so
3 years is a
might
long
happen.
time. 3
6
years is a long time.
6 years is a long time.
We need a manager at some point. The manager's right here. This is the manager.
Yep.
What are your plans for a second location? There are no plans. We have talked about it, but
House comes first.
House comes first. Making sure that the first store can be run without us comes first.
How many rooms do you want in the new house? So, ideally 3. Master bedroom,
3 minimum.
Guest bedroom, office / future nursery
/ room to live stream from.
True.
What do you guys think about VR at this point? We enjoy what we've played, but
somebody asked if I look younger than my age. I don't know. That's subjective.
How old are you? 18, 19?
That would make you a predator. No. I asked my fiance to marry me the day we moved into our new house. Aww, it's so cute. Oh, like a manager so we can do more road trips. Yeah, we do. We definitely do. What do I think about... Okay, VR. I think VR is amazing, but...
Well, real quick, Ryan does not have another job.
No. I think that VR is amazing. However, I think that it should have more like camera points. I don't know if this makes any sense. It's probably going to only make sense to people who have played on the VR. But if you turn your back on your camera, your one camera, it's like a dead zone and it's just a giant cluster. So I feel like they should have like more camera.
Like
what?
We've had problems like that with the camera like cutting out and stuff.
Going on 13 years, don't rush into it. Yeah, I mean, if that's something that you and your partner agree on, like, I definitely would say, yeah, no problem.
Do you want to retire as a gamer? Yeah. I mean, that's the plan, right? Like, once we retire, that's when we get to play all of our collection.
Does Sam still visit 8-Bit Arcade? I'm not sure.
I know that he... I know he went probably a couple months ago. He does not enjoy game hunting by himself, so he doesn't normally go because he doesn't have anyone out there to game hunt with.
Best Mario Party game, Mario Party 6. 5 and 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are the best ones. Hello from Shanghai, watching every day. That's so cool.
That is really cool.
What video game stores do you recommend visiting? Depends on where you're going, because we could recommend stores in Phoenix, in Florida, in Ohio, up near Seattle, near the Portland area. We've been to a bunch, and I've been to some spread out. You know, I went to a store in Omaha, Nebraska when I was there. I went to stores in New York. So it just depends. I've gone to mostly stores in Washington and Oregon. We went to all the stores in Phoenix, and then all the stores around Columbus, Ohio.
Robbie said that we should get Resident Evil 7 VR, and I would literally pee my pants. So no.
Probably. Game hunting is a lot more fun with friends. Sam does not enjoy going alone. He literally does not go game hunting because he has no one to go with.
We probably get like one order from like Europe, Canada, UK, like a day. 1 to 2 orders a day.
I would say for international orders, we send a lot of stuff to Australia, and we've been sending a lot of orders to Israel because of Modi, because he's been buying all of our Dreamcast stuff. But I would say for any international place, we send the most orders to Australia and Canada.
Mm-hmm.
What store would we recommend in the Orlando area? Cybertron and Gamers Inc. I think it's called Gamers Inc. There was a place there, I don't know if it's still there, called like Hudson's Comics or something, that store like changed names and locations like 4 times in the time that I lived there. But they always had some really cool stuff. They had one of the first 4 figures Ganondorf statues, like one of the really big, like 3-foot tall ones.
Someone said thoughts on physical releases with low print runs. Okay, they're fine. They're great. They should still be released digitally. However, companies like, for example, limited run and that kind of stuff. I think that, I don't know if limited run does this, but other companies should somehow prevent like bot sales. So I'm in a couple of Facebook groups, and there's this guy who there's like open pre-orders on a game. It was one of the Shantae games from limited run, and he bought like 40 copies. And it's a limited run release, but it was like open pre-orders. And unfortunately, like a bunch of people didn't get items because this person bought like 40 copies. So I feel like it should be limited per person, but also like there shouldn't be bot sales allowed. Like there should be more prevention for that. I don't know if that makes sense.
Somebody said, what makes a good game store? For me, 100%, it's all about selection and customer service.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, if you go into a store that has very stale inventory, they have nothing cool to look at, it's not fun to shop at.
Biggest gripe with your loved one. I mentioned this earlier. Cooper like does this with his toes in bed, and it annoys me.
What's one thing in Sam's collection we wish was in ours? The only thing that I can think of would be the KO Flying Squadron, because I sold it to him.
Yeah.
And we don't have one. If there was one game you could have traded into your store tomorrow, what would it be?
KO Flying Squadron.
No, probably Goblin Commander for GameCube, just because it's the most expensive game we need for the GameCube, and I've never seen one at a game store. Since we started looking, I've not seen a single one.
What makes a good game store is a store that doesn't put price tag on the artwork of the game. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
What was the question? I was reading another one.
Oh, they just said, like, that's what, like, don't put stickers on the artwork of the game. That's what makes a good game store.
Do we have any concerns about disc rot in our collection? Not really. I mean, it's a thing that's going to happen no matter what. Can't avoid it, so there's no point in worrying about it. Favorite shmup? We're not really into shmups.
Is Doom a shmup?
No.
Yeah.
Shmup would be like Gradius or something like that. Shifty shifts. I do not like that when stores do that.
Yeah, it's not cool.
That's the worst. When game stores don't have tags on their stuff and they look it up when they sell it. That's the worst. But what's even worse than that is when they have prices on the games and then give you a different price when you go to checkout. That is the literal worst thing that you could do.
We probably wouldn't carry any big box PC games, to be honest.
If I find them at the outlet, I will grab them and we'll sell them in the store, but I'm not going to go out of my way to get them. Favorite genre? I really like platformers. I really like adventure type stuff, and I like games where you can build and craft. So, like, Mario 64 and Donkey Kong Country 2 and like Breath of the Wild are probably like my 3 favorite games out of anything. But I really enjoy Minecraft. I really enjoyed Dragon Quest Builders. I really enjoyed Abby's beating someone up on Skyrim right now.
You challenged me.
I've really enjoyed games like Moonlighter and Story of Seasons and stuff like that. So I don't know, kind of like a weird mix. And then I really, really enjoy like the older Tony Hawk games and stuff like that. Have I beat Mike Tyson in Punch-Out? Nope. I don't think I've even played Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Not my kind of game. Will you ever sell consoles online, or is the shipping a no-go?
No.
We will most likely never sell consoles online, other than like the stuff we can buy new. So Hyperkin, like Retrons and Superboys and stuff like that, we probably will sell online at some point. I'm not sure why we haven't set that up yet. We probably will do those at some point, but like actual consoles, probably not. Cooper, any interest in a Star Fox competition N64 controller? Definitely, but there's a lot of bootlegs. I used to have one.
A bootleg?
A fake, yeah, a fake Star Fox controller. There's a way to tell how it's fake. I'm not gonna say, because then it makes it easier to make a fake one. Any recommendations for game stores in Tampa? I don't remember any of the names of the stores out there. There was one that we went into that the walls were painted all green. That was kind of a small store, but I thought that place was pretty cool. I remember getting a Mario bobblehead from them a long, long time ago. Based on your faves, you should check out Cloudscape. It'll be coming out on Switch. It's a Stardew Valley-esque game. Yeah. Abby's the one who played Stardew Valley. I've watched her play, and it does look like the type of game I would enjoy, but I have not played it myself. But I do think that it sounds like a... I mean, if you think that it sounds like a game we would enjoy, then I would definitely check it out. People recommend games to us all the time that are like nowhere close to any of the type of styles that Abby or I enjoy. So we don't check out everything people recommend, but I'll definitely look into that one. You ever had space to add gaming tournaments at your store? Probably not at this point. We wanted to early on, but I mean, I feel like no matter how big our store is, we can always fill it up with inventory.
Someone says, what's a tattoo that you have that means the most to us? None of my tattoos mean anything other than the one matching tattoo that I have with Cooper's sister. And my bee's knees tattoos. I got those with my friends, with Jackie. But all my other tattoos are just something that I really, really liked. But I have a matching this right here.
Yeah, she got this one. Same with my sister.
Same as his sister. And then I have bees tattooed above my knees that I got with my really, really, really good friend, Jackie.
None of my tattoos have any sort of meaning. I just like them. Tattoos don't have to have meaning. Don't let people tell you that either. When are you coming back to Ohio? I don't know. I would love to, because there's so many game stores out there, and it was really awesome. And my friend Eric has a store out there that I would like to go back to. How do I maintain my majestic beard? I wash it when I take a shower, but I do not use shampoo on it, because I was using the same shampoo that I would use for my head. I was using on my beard for a long time, and I would always get really bad dandruff in my beard. And when I stopped using shampoo on my beard, that stopped happening. So I don't know. Where and when is the next road trip? Well, we talked about this a little bit, but it's probably going to be in October to the Oregon coast with Sam when he comes to visit Recycle Video Games out there. 4 locations. Come to Texas. We would love to. I'd love to go to Retropalooza, but they always have it the same weekend as PRGE. What's your favorite classic rock band / singer? I don't know what you want to consider classic rock, but...
Remember that meme we saw the other day? It was like when you turn on the rock station, classic rock, and you expect like Metallica, but you get Weezer.
You expect Led Zeppelin.
Oh, you expect Led Zeppelin, but you get Weezer.
Yeah, I don't really know what you want to consider classic rock, because to me, classic rock is like 60s and 70s stuff. Anything from like 80s and newer, I don't consider classic rock, but I mean, if you want to say, probably Van Halen would be my favorite. With David Lee Roth, not with Sammy Hagar. You've been going to Eric for a long time. He's a good dude. Hardest game you are proud you beat? I don't know. I don't feel like I play games that are super hard.
It'll Do 2 you never beat.
It'll Do 2 was really hard at the end, and I couldn't beat it. The whole game wasn't that difficult, and then the very final boss I could not beat. Retro Ghetto, no problem, of course, but you definitely do not need to send us anything. Are you ever going to get more stores? We've kind of been talking about this on and off throughout the stream here. I know we're going on almost 2 hours. Eventually, that is the plan, but we'll see what happens. When will we be able to send in Game Boys for to get modded? If not, can you fix the screen in a GBA that's sun faded, like a sun faded screen? Never heard of that. Kyle's the one who is doing any sort of mods or repairs, and if he doesn't want to do it, we're not going to do it. So, and I don't think he wants to right now. Whatever happened to Grimsy42? Do you still talk? Yep, pretty regularly. He's just not interested in making videos anymore, but he still collects and everything.
He's funny.
He's very funny. He collects a lot of like comic book type stuff. I know he sold a lot of his video games, but he still has his Wii U collection. Alice in Chains or Slipknot? That's a hard one because I love both bands. If I had to pick, I'd probably pick Alice in Chains though. I like more Alice in Chains songs or records than I do from Slipknot. Let's just say that. Will you ever do a road trip outside of America? Yes, but it will most likely be Canada, which I have gone game hunting in Canada. When I was on tour there with my band, I met up with, I can't remember the name of his channel now, Tyler Gaming File. Met up with him, and we went to a game store in Canada. We filmed that, so that was kind of cool. Moonlighter is an underrated game. Yes, it is. Oh, right before that, someone said, what is an underrated game? Moonlighter. Where's Richard been? Busy. When we first met Richard, he did not have a full-time job. And so he was able to, he was taking classes and everything, and he would do like part-time jobs. So he was able to come into the store all the time and like do repairs for us and do all this stuff. But now he has a full-time construction job that takes all his time. So unfortunately, we don't see him very often anymore. He comes in every now and then, but we can't like give him stuff to repair anymore because he just doesn't have time. Come up to Vancouver, BC, and you can stay in my spare bedroom for the low price of Einhander. Favorite collection piece? Yours is CIB Final Fantasy 3. Probably the Pokemon Snap Station, just because it's the number one thing that I wanted, like for the longest time, and we finally got it. Right now, it's not in the game room right now. It's kind of just like down in like where our old bedroom used to be. But once we move, it's definitely going to be set up in the game room. Favorite type of food to cook? My favorite type of food to cook would be steak, but that's just because that's the main thing that I cook. Like, one reason that I want to have our cooking channel is so that I can cook different types of stuff and learn more. I will never brand my cooking channel as, hey guys, I'm going to teach you how to do stuff. It's going to be more, hey guys, I'm going to try to learn how to do stuff because I don't know what I'm doing. That's going to be the kind of the premise of that channel, because I'm definitely not an expert in cooking anything, not even steak. Ever own an NWC? Nope. I've held one. I've held a couple different ones, but I've never owned one. You have to have a Mario series spinoff game. What underrated character do you use?
Yoshi.
Yoshi has spin-off games though.
Oh,
Yoshi's
does
Woolly
he? Oh,
World
yeah,
and
that's
all
true.
that. Yoshi's Story. I would think it'd be cool to have. Well, everyone's gonna say Waluigi because Waluigi doesn't have his own game. Wario has a few games. I would say a game based on Bowser Jr. would be cool. Or a game based on
What's Peach's sister's name?
Daisy.
Daisy game.
Yeah, I was gonna say even Peach has her own game.
Yeah,
Super
and it
Princess Peach.
sucked.
A game based on like an enemy would be cool. Like if there was like a game all about Shy Guys, that'd be kind of cool. Scallops, how do you cook them? I've only cooked scallops a few times. Usually just butter, garlic, salt, and pepper. Fry them in the pan. I don't know. Does Ryan have a side hustle? Ryan does not, but Jess does. Jess is a substitute teacher, but she is an eBay seller as well. Abby, I feel like you mentioned qualifying to be a teacher. Are you no longer interested in this?
I just want to be a librarian, like a school
Abby wants to be a
librarian.
school librarian. Pokemon Snap Station has spiked in price too with the new game launch. I don't know, maybe. Pretty much every kiosk or sign has gone up in value over the past few years anyway. So I wouldn't say that it's spiked in value because the people who want one already wanted one. They didn't only want one because of the new game. So I don't know, maybe. Are you planning to go to any conventions in SoCal anytime once they start happening? Maybe eventually. I couldn't see us traveling to a convention as a vendor, though. We'd probably just go to shop and have fun. Are either of you interested in any sports? Not really. Extreme sports, maybe, like skateboarding and like BMX and stuff, but like I watch a couple YouTube channels like for skateboarding and stuff, but I'm getting too old to skateboard. Are you going to watch Resident Evil Infinite Darkness tomorrow? I don't even know what that is, so probably not. Evil Ryan merch. Everyone wants Evil Ryan merch. We'd probably sell like 5 shirts with Evil Ryan on it. We still have so many shirts from the first line that we've done here that I'm not really thinking about doing another line anytime soon. We got to sell through some of what we have first. Ugh. Dream pet. My dream pet is having no pets for a while because I've always lived with pets and there's hair everywhere. I just want to
Dream pet, not you're not giving me a dream pet.
My dream pet is a cat. I don't know.
I would love a hairless Sphinx cat, but I wouldn't go out of my way to get one. I would adopt one.
I don't want to get a pet that's like some sort of like exotic animal that you're not supposed to have as a pet because I think that that's not great to do. If you're like rescuing an animal that's going to die otherwise, that's a different story, but a random person should not have a tiger as a pet or something like that. A random person should not have a monkey as a pet.
Yeah.
Like if you are trained in, caring for those animals and you're rescuing an animal, that's a different story. But yeah, my dream pet would just be a cat. We will be getting the new Switch. Don't think it's super awesome, but just like, for collection purposes, I would probably transfer my stuff from the Switch I use over to the new one. I like the white color. I think it looks really nice. Does Ryan or any of the other employees have a YouTube channel? No YouTube, but Kyle and Naven both stream on Twitch. If you get bigger shirts, I'd buy a couple. We're definitely going to get bigger sizes next time we order. It's just we don't want to charge more for the bigger sizes, but they cost us so much more to get. Even the 3X shirts we got right now, they cost us an extra $4 per shirt to make, but we're charging the same price. So we're making less on those, which is fine. But when you get to the bigger shirts, they just cost more and more. And there is a point where it's not worth it. But I don't know. Breaking Benjamin or Disturbed?
Disturbed.
Breaking Benjamin. Breaking Benjamin has better songs, in my opinion. They're both fine, though. They're both a little cringy. Can I do more outlet videos? Like filming in the outlet or just going to the outlet and buying stuff? Because I've been going to the outlet a lot more, but I just feel like filming at the outlet is so boring. It's the same thing every time. It's only exciting if I find something cool, which I usually don't when I'm filming, because I usually get the good stuff out of the brand new bins that come out. And you have to be quick. I can't just be there with one hand filming and then like digging with one hand. I usually don't find stuff like that. So it's kind of difficult. Chris Barnes or Corpse Grinder? Corpse Grinder. Do you have a favorite first-party Nintendo series? I don't know. I love Mario. I love all the Mario games. I've played the majority of the newer Mario games that have come out. I've beaten most of them, starting on like the Wii U. Like every Mario game I've beaten since it's come out. But yeah, I don't know. Don't talk bad about Disturbed. I like a couple Disturbed songs, but I don't know. They're extremely new metal. You should go look for yard sales early on a Friday, Saturday before going into the store. The only problem with that is that it's not even worth going garage sailing around the Portland area or Vancouver. The only way it's worth it is to drive way out to smaller towns because there's way too much competition. I could go to a garage sale here at 7 o'clock in the morning and ask if they have any video games, and they would say, oh, you're the fourth person that asked that this morning. No, we don't have anything. But if we drive out to a smaller town, I can ask at noon, and they'll be like, oh, well, yeah, I didn't think anyone would want those, and they'll pull them out. So I'd have to get up extremely early. I'd have to get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, drive a couple hours out, and then make the drive back. And I'm not about to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Favorite live show? Gwar. They're not the best band, but in terms of like having fun at a show, it's always been Gwar. I've seen them like 5 times. And they're playing in Portland this November, and it's on a Tuesday, which is one of our days off. So I think we're going to be going. Mario 64 or Mario Sunshine? Is that really a question? Of course it's Mario 64. You need a GoPro. I've honestly thought, I actually have a GoPro, and I've thought about trying to wear it at the outlet. I don't know if I would get kicked out or not. You should consider decorating the store and dressing up for Halloween starting this year along with the rest of your store mates. We have always decorated for Halloween. We have some like vintage Halloween decorations that our friend Billy gave us that we always put up. Dressing up, I mean, are we gonna dress up one day or like all of October? Deicide or Morbid Angel? Morbid Angel. Definitely. Does the store have a TikTok? No. Abby has one, but I don't think she ever posts on it. The camera glasses, that is a good idea. I would have to get like high quality ones though, because all the ones I've ever seen before have been like really crappy, like ones you buy for like $20 and they barely work. Bullet for My Valentine or Black Label Society? Neither. I'm not a fan of either band. If I had to pick, it'd probably be Black Label Society, but I can't say I've ever listened to more than a couple songs. Dumbest game you ever played? I don't really play dumb games. I don't know.
What about the pinball game on the Switch?
Yoku's Island Express?
Yeah.
That game was cool. Probably Stunt Kite Party or whatever. It was like a downloadable game for the Switch that I played. GameStop or Double Jump? Ooh, that's a tough one.
GameStop.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say GameStop. What films or TV shows would you recommend watching? It's kind of tough to recommend a TV show without at least knowing like a genre that you want to watch, but I personally am way more of a TV show fan than movies. My favorite type of movies would be like 80s coming of age and high school type movies. So Ferris Bueller's Day Off, I think, is really good. 16 Candles is awesome. Never Been Kissed is really good. Movies like that I really enjoy. But when it comes to TV shows, I'm really into Abby and I both like any sort of like crime documentary type stuff, or like prison documentary stuff, or like border patrol security, whatever. We watch the border security ones where they have like people like traveling from the United States to Canada, and like they have drugs in their car or something or whatever, and then they show like people at the mail sorting facilities going through packages trying to look for weapons and drugs. We like those kind of shows, but if it's not like a documentary style thing, I really enjoy drama series like Breaking Bad, Walking Dead, Prison Break. What else do we watch? I enjoyed Lost, but that's like more like sci-fi kind of. I don't really enjoy sci-fi too much, or like fantasy type stuff. Designated Survivor was good. Manifest is good. I didn't watch season 3 yet because it's not on Hulu. It's on some other platform. I'm trying to think of what else we watched. Sons of Anarchy was really, really good. Stuff like that. Do you listen to Bring Me the Horizon? No, I do not. Okay, let me scroll back up because I missed a bunch. What was the first game sold in the physical store? I do not remember. Rob Zombie or System of a Down? 100% System of a Down. Rob Zombie's okay. What do you think Nintendo could have done to make the GameCube sell better back in the day? Honestly, I don't know. It probably just came down to like marketing or something, because the GameCube has great first-party games. So maybe they just needed more third-party support. They needed more like, I mean, there was Call of Duty on GameCube, but there was no Grand Theft Auto. You know, there was nothing like that. So I don't know. They probably just needed a little bit more third-party support and better marketing. Would you consider buying out a large collection, something over 100K, for instance? We would not have the money to buy a collection like that. If we did, then I would consider it. Do you like Twin Peaks? I've never watched it. I have wanted to watch it. I've heard good things, but I have not seen it. Did you keep the first physical dollar you made from the store? Is it posted up? No, we didn't. Futurama or The Simpsons? Definitely Futurama, but Simpsons is also great. Fast Times is a good movie. Favorite Final Fantasy? I haven't played most of them. I'm pretty sure I only played 7 and 8. So I'm going to go with 7. You see the Cecil Hotel doc? No, I didn't see that. Do you like Locked Up Abroad? Yeah. Shows similar to that are ones that we enjoy, but like what's that one? It's like 60 Days In or something.
I don't know.
And like Beyond Scared Straight, stuff like that. I love when those punk kids just have like the worst attitude, and then they go into the jail and they get screamed at by the prisoners and they like pee their pants. If you guys like historical drama, turn on Netflix is awesome. I don't know. You ever see Resident Alien? I've never heard of that. Someone said Manifest Season 3 is bad. I wouldn't know. Any update on the exterior window graphics for the outside of the store? moving the sign outside is probably not going to happen. It would be a lot of money for not that much benefit. It would probably cost $1,500 is my guess, $1,000 to $1,500 to move the sign. Probably not worth it. The outside of the store, the window artwork, I haven't worked on it for a while, but I know that I'm close to being done, and we just have to pay to get it printed and then physically put it up. So we'll see. Favorite Disney-made game by Capcom? They're all good, at least the ones I've played. I have not played them all. I remember playing Toy Story, Lion King, Jungle Book, and Aladdin. I would probably go with Aladdin, but it's really, really freaking hard. Do you ship merch to Ireland? Yes, we do. We ship all over the world. We get that question a lot, actually. People are like, "Oh, I would buy stuff from you, but I live in Poland or something," and we ship anywhere in the world. If you go to the website, when you add stuff to your shopping cart, it will automatically calculate shipping for you. If you happen to pay more than what it costs us to ship it, you will get a refund. Doesn't always happen, but sometimes it does. Most famous person you've met? I don't know. AVGN?
Yeah.
Met him a couple times.
I mean, like,
can't think of anyone else.
I mean, like, I've met like Toby Keith, but
Abby met Toby Keith. There you go. I'd say he's more famous than AVGN.
But like, that was when we lived in Hawaii, and we would go on base with my mom, and we would go and see the concerts for the troops. And
Yeah.
I'd get to like go into the very front and like be on somebody's shoulders as a kid, and that's how I met him.
I don't know if I've ever met like an actual celebrity. Like I've met bigger YouTubers, but I don't think I've met like an actual celebrity other than
Toby Keith, and I'm pretty sure I met Brad Paisley, because they're like country singers who go to the bases in Hawaii.
Yeah, I don't know, that's probably it. Who fixes your game consoles now? We sell our broken game consoles. Was N64 your first set to complete? Actually, it was Wii U, which I wish it was N64, but we were really, really close. I think we needed like 15 N64 games when we finished the Wii U set. N64 was second, and so far those are the only two complete sets we have. We're missing 1 for Virtual Boy. We're missing 4 for Pico. We're missing 23 for GameCube, and we're missing roughly 50 for Dreamcast. Ted Bundy or Jack the Ripper? Definitely Ted Bundy. Got to go with the American. Do any of your employees trade a lot into the store? The only employee that has not ever traded anything in is Devin, because he doesn't collect. He doesn't really have anything to trade in. I would say that none of them trade in a lot, but they have all traded in before. Favorite Vectrex game? I do not have a favorite. I've only played a couple just to test. Is Locked Up Abroad in any subscription services? I'm not sure. We primarily use Hulu and Netflix, but we do have Amazon Prime and Disney Plus. Abby shares them with one of her friends, so we only pay for half of them. Her friend pays for the other half, but we only really watch the two. Rumor has it that you keep Ryan locked up under the stairs like Harry Potter. Can you confirm these rumors? I can neither confirm nor deny that. I saw a lot of items getting sold on eBay every week, but when I visit your eBay store from time to time, the selection looks similar. Are most of your items sold the moment they get posted? Very few items will sell right away, but it does happen. But I would say if you're looking, it probably looks similar because I sell a lot of the same type of stuff. But if you look at the dates that they're posted, I will post like a batch of new items probably once or twice a week. So a lot of stuff, most of the stuff that sells is stuff that is newly posted. You know, there's some stuff that sits for a long time and then sells. It just depends. What state would you like to go game hunting in? All of them. I would like to go back to Arizona and back to Ohio because those were both great. But I've heard Texas is really, really good, so I'd probably like to go there. What happened to Richard? We just talked about it. He just has a full-time job now. Okay, if you want to count DuckTales, because I was thinking about like movie-based ones, but DuckTales is definitely the best Capcom one. I did not play the NES version though. I played the remake on Wii U, but I beat that game and it was super, super good. How long from open to now to get into the black? A month? Favorite obscure console? I would say I don't really have a favorite obscure console. Most of the consoles that I play are the popular ones. When is your band going on tour again? I'm not sure, but it's not this year. Are you going to change your intro on the daily vlogs? Yes, at some point. I don't know if I want to try to make something or if I want to hire someone to make something. What I would love to do is get DJ animated. That'd be kind of cool. What's the best time of the year to visit the store? To visit our store? Anytime. Will you ever make memberships on your channel? Most likely not. I would say as long as our channel is mostly about our store, there will probably not be memberships. If the channel ever changes focus to being more about like, I don't know, maybe if we get like really into live streaming and I'm doing that every day instead of doing daily vlogs, then I would consider it, but probably not. Do your employees all have side hustles? If not, why is it that Ryan only wants to work a couple days? The only employee that wants full-time is Naven. Devin has another full-time job. Devin works, I'm not going to tell you where he works, but he works another full-time job. Ryan wants a few hours because that's all he needs. Jess makes money. They're together, obviously, and they live with a bunch of people. So their bills are like extremely low. So Ryan is more interested in having more free time than making money he doesn't necessarily need, for example. Naven had another job when he started working for us, but he quit shortly after. He was working at Jimmy John's. And then Kyle, his wife has a very good paying full-time job, and he was a stay-at-home dad. He got the job at our store for fun, so he doesn't need the hours. You're thinking about moving to Vancouver from Seattle. What do you like about your area? Everything. I also really, really like Seattle, but I would say the number one difference, the reason why I want to live in Vancouver and not Seattle is because of traffic. Seattle is so big and traffic is so bad. It's similar to Portland traffic. I would never live in Portland. It's the traffic, and it's only because of the traffic. Traffic is so bad in Portland. I couldn't imagine like just leaving your house to go to the grocery store and being stuck in traffic. Like, that sounds horrible to me. But Vancouver is awesome. Vancouver has literally everything you could need. The only thing that you wouldn't have in Vancouver would be major events like concerts or sporting events, but you go right into Portland. It's right there. So anything you need is 15 minutes away, depending on traffic. How come no game nights anymore? I'm not really sure. Not really sure why it kind of stopped. We will do them again. We're probably just going to wait until we move at this point. Do you consider a game that's $300 on eBay rare? It all depends on the game. There are $300 games that are not rare, and there are $300 games that are rare. Earthbound is not rare. It's extremely expensive, and it's very, very popular and desirable and in demand, but it's not rare. Conker's Bad Fur Day is not rare. It's expensive, but it's not rare. But then you have games like, I can't even think of one off the top of my head, but there are games that are very, very rare that are not as expensive as Earthbound. So it all just depends. Super Nintendo is my favorite system. When are you going for a full set? I'm not really sure. I am actively collecting for Super Nintendo. You guys probably see when we go game hunting, I'll get some Super Nintendo games. But that is going to be such a difficult set to complete, especially complete in box, that if I focus on that, it's going to take me forever to actually complete it. So it'd be such a long time before I focus on another console. So my plan is more to just get games casually, and then once I complete the sets that I'm closer on, And then I'll probably go after Super Nintendo. Ever meet any celebs? We just talked about that. Not really. AVGN, Pat, Metal Jesus, stuff like that. When do you plan on moving? ASAP. We're waiting to hear back from, I'll check my email right now. We're waiting to hear back from our mortgage person about what we are pre-approved for. Once we hear that, then we can start physically looking at houses. Looking right now. We have, let's see, we have no email from her. I have like 10 new emails here. No email from her yet. I was hoping to hear back by yesterday, and we didn't. Last we heard, she was submitting all the paperwork to the underwriter, and she said it would take about a week, and that was about a week ago. So maybe tomorrow or the next day we'll hear something. And once we get that information, once we know what we're pre-approved for, then we can start physically going and looking at houses. We already have a realtor who's going to be taking us around and everything. So we'll see what happens. The sooner the better. Pepsi Man or Captain Quasar? I don't know who Captain Quasar is, so I'm going to go with Pepsi Man. Do you use any product on your beard? Just beard oil every now and then. I don't use it every day or anything. I have one that I randomly found at Goodwill. They had like 100 like new like sealed bottles of it, so I grabbed one. And then I also have the mythical beard oil. Cool on PS2 is rare? Yeah, I would say it is. Why don't we just buy the house we're living in instead of moving? Because it's not for sale. And we couldn't afford this house anyway. This house is way too big for us. This is a 5-bedroom house. It's way too big, which makes it too expensive. And there's too much land. We couldn't afford this property if we wanted to. I have a Kmart variant of Mario Party 4. Is it considered rare? Not really. There's a bunch of different like Kmart, Target, Walmart variants for a lot of GameCube games. I've seen all of them multiple times. It's definitely more rare than a regular copy of the game, of course, but I don't think I would consider it rare. Because I mean, think of how many copies Target sold of Mario Party 6. Like they probably sold, hundreds of thousands, if not millions, just from them across the US. When are we going to get together again for game night? I'm not sure. Probably after we move. I'm not looking forward to packing up my collection, but I am looking forward to setting everything back up because that's really fun for me. Remember that week you got 3 copies of Earthbound? There's been some crazy Earthbound times. Ever plan on going to the Southeast Game Exchange in the future? Not sure. Basically, the only way that I'm going to probably go to any conventions that are not local is if the convention invites us to go. We're not going to travel to vend. It would not be worth it in my opinion. Plus the store, I mean, I'm not going to take stuff out of the store to go to a convention unless it's PRGE, because we literally close the store for that weekend to go to the expo. But if there's a convention that wants to like invite us out, if they're going to like pay for our hotel and flights and everything, that would be cool. I don't think we're at the point where anyone would want to do that. I don't think our channel's big enough. Red Shadow, your name does sound very familiar. I haven't posted on that forum in forever, though. I feel like it's kind of dead. I've gone back and looked at the forum a couple times just to get some information or something, but yeah. Would you ever trim your beard for charity? There's a difference between trimming and shaving it off, because I have trimmed my beard a little bit, just like, trimmed off like any split ends or whatever, but I don't really have any plans on cutting my beard. I would cut my beard before I cut my hair at this point, because the beard would grow back, and there isn't an awkward stage with a beard. There's definitely an awkward stage with long hair, though. What part of the Pacific Northwest are we looking to move to? We're gonna stay in the area. Obviously, we have the store here. We're not gonna move like out of the area, but we don't have like a specific spot or a specific town picked out. Anywhere that's within like maybe half an hour to 45 minutes drive would be fine. Vancouver obviously would be awesome, but there's other little surrounding towns as well. Do you collect anything other than video games? Not really. I have some toys, but I consider them part of the game collection because they're mostly game related. And we have some movies, but once again, I kind of consider those part of the game collection. It's just all media. Any more music from our band in the future? Definitely. As far as I know, the last song for the new album is currently being written, and then we're going to be recording after that. So I don't know when that'll happen, but you will be getting some vlogs of recording vocals and stuff at some point. Has a game ever made you rage quit? Yes, but only when I was a kid. Never since I've been an adult. And it was usually Tony Hawk or something like that. Like when you're doing the competition ones, I'd like have a really long combo going, and then I would fall, and I would immediately pause and restart the entire competition. I would do that for so long, and I would scream that the game is cheating, and my mom would say, if you can't not scream, you can't play the game. Favorite black metal bands? My favorite black metal bands would be Mayhem, Marduk, and then I like Dimmu and Cradle of Filth. A lot of people don't think that they're black metal. And Uwada's really good. They're a local band. I actually know those guys. I really like Goat Whore, but they're not straight black metal. But yeah, there's a lot of other black metal bands I have listened to, but I wouldn't say that I'm like crazy into them, like Dark Throne and Emperor and Watain and bands like that. But I'm definitely more into death metal than black metal. Do our YouTube videos still get posted to that secondary site? I think you're talking about Odyssey. Yes, they do. And it's because it's automatic. I do not do anything. I upload my videos to YouTube like I always did. They automatically go to the other site. I don't even check it, honestly. That's such a toxic comment section over there. It's ridiculous. I don't check it at all. I'll maybe log in like once a month just to transfer like it's really weird. You get what are called tips, but it's in a cryptocurrency that company made. That I don't know. It's really weird. But I usually just transfer them out into promoting the channel instead of like doing anything else. So we've made a decent amount of money from that website, but I have not taken a penny out. It's all just sitting in there. Okay, Abby's got to go run some errands.
Bye.
Bye. Bring me a treat.
No. Maybe.
Would you say grading games is worth it? I have a sealed copy of Layers of Fear, Legacy, and Deadly Permission Loaded Edition for Switch. For Switch games, I probably wouldn't do it, at least not yet, unless you're going to hold on to it for a long time. Any special edition Switch game right now, there is probably more sealed copies than open copies out there. So having a sealed copy of a Switch special edition is nothing special right now. Who knows how that'll be in 10 years? I feel like Switch is a system that people are really going to be collecting for. People already are, but I feel like in the future it's going to be one of those systems that a lot of people go after. So you never know. If you're getting graded games to sell, I would not grade a Switch game right now. I don't think that it's going to increase the value at all. How many days of straight posting vlogs are you on? Well, I didn't post one today, so I don't know if that counts. We're doing a live stream instead. And 5 weeks ago, we started doing the what I sold on eBay videos instead of a vlog for that day. So if you don't count that as a vlog, because it's technically it's uploading a video, but it's not a vlog. So I don't know. If you count those as a vlog or as an upload, whatever you want to say, and if you count this as one, then according to my stats, which they're not 100% accurate, but it's pretty close. We are at somewhere around 1,165 videos in a row. Vlogs in a row. Doesn't count bonus videos. If you didn't have the store, what job would you be doing? I'd probably still just be doing eBay and Amazon full-time. What other YouTube gamers or collectors would you like to meet? Number one for me would be Biznez. I've talked to him quite a bit. We text every now and then about stuff, and he just seems like the person that has probably the most similar personality to myself, and I think we get along very, very well. So if he ever makes it out to PRGE or something like that, he's more than welcome to like stay at our house and save on hotel and everything. I'd love to hang out with him. As far as like big YouTubers, I think it'd be cool to meet Rhett and Link, but I know that they meet a million people, so I probably would not make any sort of impact on them. It would just be kind of cool to say that I've met them, but yeah. I don't know. I don't really care too much about meeting people, because there's a difference between meeting someone and like knowing someone. I would be interested in like becoming friends with Rhett and Link, but that's never going to happen. So if I'm just meeting them, it would be cool, but I would never go out of my way to do it. Same goes for any other YouTuber or celebrity. Is Abby still planning on going to school? I think that she is. I don't know what for, and I don't know when, but it's going to have to be after the store can be run without her involvement, basically. And right now it can't be. Even if I was there full time and Abby left, it'd be a disaster. She carries the store, believe me. Have you ever gotten Veggie World in stock? No, we have one copy in our personal collection that Abby bought me for a present, but that's the only one we've ever had. Who do you order your plushie wholesale through? We don't like to give out our sources. If you have a store, I will tell you through email, but not that it really matters, because the main place we order from, they don't sell to the public. You cannot order from the majority of our suppliers unless you have a reseller's permit and business license. So it's not, I don't know. We actually order plushies from probably 5 or 6 different suppliers. There's one main one that we use that we get like a lot of the Mario and Pokemon ones from, but like the Harvest Moon ones, those come from a completely different supplier. The Final Fantasy ones come from a completely different supplier. The Dragon Quest ones come from a different place. The Sonic the Hedgehog ones come from a different place. Like, they all come from different places. I'm probably going to end the stream pretty soon. We've been going for almost 2.5 hours. Would you ever do a UK tour? It would be awesome. I'd love to, but I don't know. I mean, that's not something that we could set up. Like, we can set up a US tour ourselves and book the shows and everything. We can't do that for a UK tour, so it would have to be something that's booked by an agency. Did your sale go well as planned? Yes, it did. Where's Zelda? I don't know. She was here a few minutes ago. Arya's right over there, sleeping on the floor. Zelda, I don't see her, so she's probably back there somewhere. What's the rarest DS game you own? I actually don't know. Let me open up my spreadsheet here, and I can at least tell you what the most expensive game is, at least according to my spreadsheet. DS. I'm going to sort it by price. According to my spreadsheet, the most expensive original DS game we have is, this is probably pretty accurate, Pokemon Soul Silver big box, brand new, factory sealed. The outer box does not come sealed, but I know it's new because I bought it from Sam, and I was with him when he bought it from Toys R Us. Will your beard ever be longer than your hair? If I cut my hair, yes. But will my beard grow longer than my hair is right now? I highly doubt it. My beard doesn't really seem to be growing anymore. I think it's reached its terminal length, which, that's fine, whatever. I don't think it's going to get any longer, though. If the live streaming is delaying or something, or it's lagging, that's probably on your end, unfortunately, because we have gigabit internet here at home, and the router's like right behind me in the corner there. So I don't know. I am using the built-in webcam in the MacBook, so it's probably not the best quality, but yeah, sorry if you're having issues. Do you think your age difference impacts your relationship? Our age difference is not that big, so probably not. I'm only 6 years older than Abby. It's not like it's a huge difference. My parents are 13 years apart. Do you plan to run store and online sales more often? It seems to have been pretty successful. It definitely was, and we usually do like 2 or 3 sales a year already. So I'm thinking about it. We'll see what happens. I feel like if we run them too often, people will just wait for a sale to make their purchases, and that's not good, obviously. But also, if you do them too frequently, you could run into the issue where people spent their money they had to spend on the first sale, and they don't have money for the second sale. So I don't know. There's a balance that we got to find. Have all your employees outdone your original expectations? I would say everyone has met the expectations because we expect our employees to do a good job. Obviously, we're not going to hire someone we think is going to do a bad job. So everyone that we have hired, we expected them to be a great employee, and they all are, if that makes sense. I would say the only person that maybe outdid the expectations is Kyle, and the only reason I say that is because we didn't know that he was going to do any sort of repairs or mods or anything like that for the store, which he has. We were not expecting it, but it has happened. So I guess you could say that. But everyone does a great job. Okay, I feel like I'm like scrolled up in the chat trying to get all the messages. I feel like I'm like way behind. If you got a sealed Mario 64 for cheap, would you keep it or get it graded and sell it? I actually passed on a sealed one when I was in Ohio. It was really, really rough, but a store had one for like $250 sealed, and the box is crushed. But that's one of my biggest regrets is not buying that, and I would have kept it because it's my #1 favorite game. I'd love to have a sealed copy. I probably would have gotten it graded even though it was really horrible because it just would have been fun to have. But yeah, I'd probably keep one if I got one, but I would not go out of my way to get one. Top 3 Switch titles in terms of time played on your Switch. Ooh. Animal Crossing, definitely. Breath of the Wild, and then I think it's Dragon Quest Builders 2. Game you played for the most hours? If you want to count Switch games, those. Mario 64, over time in my life, I've probably put over 1,000 hours into that game. Probably the same with Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow if you want to combine those, or like Leaf, Green, Fire if you combine those, probably well over 1,000 hours. Minecraft, I've put probably 1,000 hours into. Probably put 1,000 hours into RuneScape as well back in the day. Yeah, I don't know. Do I get to spend a lot of time with my family, or am I too busy? The only real family that I have is my sister and my parents. My parents live here in Vancouver. With COVID and everything, both of my parents are high risk, so I didn't really see them too often. My sister lives all the way across the state of Washington. She lives over by like Idaho and Montana, so I don't see her very often. She comes to visit every now and then, but I have not even met her youngest son, my nephew. I have not even met him in person yet. I'll do a few more here, and then I'll probably go ahead and end it. Why not start collecting rare PS4 games? That's all up to Abby if she wants to. We already collect too much stuff. What's your collection value at? I honestly do not know. The spreadsheet that I have has value in there, but it's the value that I put when I got the game. So, like, I just reopened to look at the DS section. There's a game here I got January 17th, 2017. Age of Empires Mythologies for the DS. My spreadsheet says it's worth 22. If I go to price charts, it'll load. What the heck? Well, it doesn't want to load, so I'll just go to eBay. Age Mythologies VS. For complete only. Cheapest is $20 with free shipping. So that one seems like it's pretty accurate, but I know some stuff is not. So I honestly do not know. Will there be any game nights in the near future? Once we move, yes. Did I ever play WoW? I played for like a week, but I didn't really get into it. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to end it here. I don't know if it's the position that I'm sitting here in, but like my arm is like kind of falling asleep. I don't know why. It shouldn't be, but but yeah, I think it's gonna be it, guys. Thank you for hanging out with us today. We might do this a little bit more often instead of doing a vlog. The only reason I didn't film yesterday is because I didn't go like thrifting. I'm trying not to go thrifting again until I get caught up on all the stuff that I have already. So thanks for hanging out, guys. And tomorrow you're going to get the What I Sold to eBay Part 5. I definitely think you guys should check it out. There's some cool stuff in there. And I've already sold some cool stuff that'll be in the next video as well. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.